So right now we're in Laos. Right over there is Thailand. Today, I want to share a quick but very unexpected experience that I had crossing from Thailand into Laos by boat. At the time, I honestly thought this was going to be a simple cultural day trip, but what we walked into was something very different. The head. Oh, wow. Oh, God. Welcome to Abroad Ability, where we explore life beyond borders. Hello, my name is Aisha. I travel the world with cerebral palsy, sharing the real side of expat life, honest travel tips, and my journey towards multiple citizenships. At 46, I left my career as a utility director and moved to Panama. 31 countries and counting, I'm proving life abroad has no limits. We crossed into Laos by boat from the Golden Triangle, that famous meeting point between Thailand, Laos, and Myanmar. And when we arrived, we were greeted with live music at the dock. It felt welcoming, it felt organized, and it felt normal. But that feeling didn't last very long. Within just a few minutes of entering what they called the new city, something felt off. The city was almost completely empty. No crowds, no busy streets, no tourists walking around. It honestly felt like a ghost town. Our guide explained to us that the city doesn't really come alive during the day. He said that the main market operates from about 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., and that's when people actually come outside. He told us that most of the people living there are Chinese, barely any were from Laos. At first, that sounded like an interesting cultural detail, but standing there in the middle of all this brand new construction and silence, it felt strange. So much so that after the visit, I started researching where we'd actually gone, and what I found was unsettling. This place is part of what's called a Special Economic Zone. On the surface, these zones are promoted as international development projects, casinos, hotels, tourism, and trade investment. But behind the scenes, this particular area has become internationally known for something much darker. Multiple international investigations and law enforcement reports have connected this area to large-scale organized crime operations. One of the biggest problems linked to this zone is online scam compounds. These are massive operations that run romance scams and fake investment schemes, often called pig butchering scams, where people around the world are manipulated into sending their life savings. But here's the part that really stopped me. Many of the people working inside those scam centers are not there by choice. They're often recruited with fake job offers, trafficked across borders, and then held inside guarded compounds where they're forced to run scams under threat. So, in many cases, the scammers themselves are victims. Authorities in Laos have publicly stated that since 2023, thousands of suspects from dozen nationalities have been arrested in this very zone for fraud-related and organized crime activity. And despite these repeated raids, reports say these operations frequently move between Laos, Myanmar, and neighboring border areas. So while the streets we walked through felt quiet and almost harmless, this place had a very serious reputation internationally. What really struck me is how normal everything looked on the surface. Nice buildings, wide roads, tour carts, music at the dock. Nothing about it visually prepares you for what's actually been happening behind closed doors. And then, in the middle of all of that, we had one of the most unexpected travel moments of the day. We ended up trying a local moonshine, and yes, there was a dead snake inside the bottle. It was one of those moments where you're half curious and half questioning every decision you've made in life as a traveler. I'll be honest, I tried it, and I don't need to ever try it again. One and done. The head. Oh, wow. Oh, God.
Yeah, I just drank that. That's
Which one? The snake venom.
okay. They're going for the snake juice. Why is it darkening? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Full video on this experience is in the description below. But all jokes aside, this trip really stayed with me because it reminded me of something I think is important for all of us who love international travel. A place can look calm, a place can look modern, a place can look completely safe on the outside, and still have a very complicated and very serious thing happening beneath the surface. I'm not sharing this to scare anyone. I'm sharing this because I truly believe that being an informed traveler matters. Understand where you're going. And remember that not every destination is only what it shows you during a short visit. For me, this is one of those travel days that completely changed how I look at a place I visited. What did I miss? What did I not understand? Would I still have gone had I known about the criminal activity there? If you found this experience interesting, or if you've ever crossed a border and later discovered there was much more to the story than you realized, let me know in the comments. I want to give a special shout out to the channel members for your continued support. I also want to thank those who have donated via Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal. Your support means more than you know. Gracias! If you enjoyed this video, watch this one up next. And remember, the world is yours. You just have to find your place in it.